Dear classmates, I congratulate us for having the power. Who would have thought one can major in social media, minor in cartology, or major in Mobile Legends, minor in ensaymada baking, or major in TikTok, minor in anime studies. Totoo and chismis, we really can do it all. And since we still have loads to discover, it is time to get giga-powered with Smart Gigapower. Enjoy 20 gigabytes for all sites and apps for only 149 pesos, so we can jump from app to app, passion to passion, chika to chika.
Para more ang saya.
Get giga-powered na day!
My apologies. Download the GigaLife app and choose Gigapower. Simple, smart code.
Not in my house. Let's go! Come on, come on!
Right, you talk about reaching back and throwing it down.
And the bench loves it.
Oh my God! And on three. 1, 2, 3.
Win.
Dear classmates, I congratulate us for having the power. Who would have thought one can major in social media, minor in cartology, or major in Mobile Legends, minor in ensaymada baking, or major in TikTok, minor in anime studies. Totoo and chismis, we really can do it all. And since we still have loads to discover, it is time to get giga-powered with Smart Gigapower. Enjoy 20 gigabytes for all sites and apps for only 149 pesos, so we can jump from app to app, passion to passion, chika to chika.
Para more ang saya.
Get giga-powered na day!
My apologies. Download the GigaLife app and choose Gigapower. Simple, smart code.
Not in my house. Let's go! Come on, come on!
Right, you talk about reaching back and throwing it down.
And the bench loves it.
Oh my God! And on three. 1, 2, 3.
Win.
Not in my house. Let's go! Come on, come on!
Right, you talk about reaching back and throwing it down.
And the bench loves it.
Oh my God! And on three. 1, 2, 3.
Win.
in my house. Let's go! Come on, come on!
You talk about reaching back and throwing it down.
And the Prince loves it.
Oh my God! 1 on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Win.
Dear classmates, I congratulate us for having the power. Who would have thought one can major in social media, minor in cartology, or major in Mobile Legends, minor in ensaymada baking, or major in TikTok, minor in anime studies. Totoo and chismis, we really can do it all. And since we still have loads to discover, it is time to get giga-powered with Smart Gigapower. Enjoy 20 gigabytes for all sites and apps for only 149 pesos, so we can jump from app to app, passion to passion, chika to chika.
Para more ang saya.
Get giga-powered na day!
My apologies. Download the GigaLife app and choose Gigapower. Simple, smart code. Dear classmates, I congratulate us for having the power. Who would have thought one can major in social media, minor in cartology, or major in Mobile Legends, minor in ensaymada baking, or major in TikTok, minor in anime studies. Totoo and chismis, we really can do it all. And since we still have loads to discover, it is time to get giga-powered with Smart Gigapower. Enjoy 20 gigabytes for all sites and apps for only 149 pesos, so we can jump from app to app, passion to passion, chika to chika.
Para more ang saya.
Get giga-powered na day!
My apologies. Download the GigaLife app and choose Gigapower. Simple, smart code. Dear classmates, I congratulate us for having the power. Who would have thought one can major in social media, minor in cartology, or major in Mobile Legends, minor in ensaymada baking, or major in TikTok, minor in anime studies. Totoo and chismis, we really can do it all. And since we still have loads to discover, it is time to get giga-powered with Smart Gigapower. Enjoy 20 gigabytes for all sites and apps for only 149 pesos, so we can jump from app to app, passion to passion, chika to chika.
Para more ang saya.
Get giga-powered na day!
My apologies. Download the GigaLife app and choose Gigapower. Simple, smart code. Dear classmates, I congratulate us for having the power. Who would have thought one can major in social media, minor in cartology, or major in Mobile Legends, minor in ensaymada baking, or major in TikTok, minor in anime studies. Totoo and chismis, we really can do it all. And since we still have loads to discover, it is time to get giga-powered with Smart Gigapower. Enjoy 20 gigabytes for all sites and apps for only 149 pesos, so we can jump from app to app, passion to passion, chika to chika.
Para more ang saya.
We are back in the rising city of Bulacan inside the beautiful San Jose Del Monte Sports Center for the resumption of Day 16 of PhilBasket's 2022 Summer Championships brought to us by Pure Gold. And today we're going to have very exciting action-packed matches featuring a triple header, starting off with the Tanduay Rum Masters going up against the Muntinlupa Angelis EOG Cooly, followed by the Danao City MJAS Zenith versus the Pasig Santa Lucia Realtors. And in the nightcap, we'll be having the Atami Sardines Zamboanga team going up against the San Juan Knights. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mike, joined by Javi Palanya, of course, our courtside partner here, Megan Cabrera, covering this game for you. And this promises to be a very exciting match. A lot of implications when it comes to the standings, Javi.
Yeah, that's right. Very crucial games for all the teams playing today. As you said, Coach Mike, very important yung mga implications sa mangyayari with the results that we will have in today's game day.
Okay, let's start off with the match on hand. We've got our courtside reporter first.
Magandang hapon, Coach Mike and Javi. As you said nga, all of our teams are looking to secure their slot and placement for the quarterfinals. Kaya I'm sure hanggang mamayang gabi hindi tayo kakapusin sa aksyon.
All right, and we're looking forward to your reports, Megan. And now, let's look at the match on hand, Javi. We're having the Tanduay Rum Masters going up against the Muntinlupa EOG team. But before that, tingnan muna natin how the teams are stacked up. Ano ba yung standing ng bawat team natin ngayon on day 16 of the playing day?
Well, Tanduay so far has dominated this entire tournament. Unblemished record, an immaculate 7-0 at the top of our team standings. Meanwhile, itong Muntinlupa EOG, number 8 right now at 3-3, still in danger of falling and not making the quarterfinals here, Coach Mike. So really, from here on out, all of their matches will be very crucial and must-win games para dito sa Muntinlupa.
Well, despite yung Tanduay Rum Masters still having a really good standing and the claim at number 1, the remaining games are Pasig Santa Lucia Realtors, the Atami Sardines Zamboanga, and DMC. But on the other hand, you talk about Muntinlupa, katulad na sinabi mo, they're really from the outside looking in and hoping to get into the final 8. Well, very tough assignments for them. Nueva Ecija, AFP FSD team, the All-Star Bacolod Bowlers, and lastly, the ICC. They gotta win all those matches.
It will be definitely an uphill climb for the boys of Coach Jack Ascueta, and we will see if they have made adjustments in their game plan approaching these remaining matches that they have in our tournament.
Well, let's take a look first at the Tanduay Rum Masters. These guys, with their record, one word we can best describe it, they are unblemished.
Oh, definitely. And you see the numbers here from last game, a 106-60 victory against AFP FSD Makati Cavaliers. Sheer utter dominance in this game, Coach Mike. And we would like to highlight the trademark defense of Coach Cholo Villanueva that he really emphasized all throughout this tournament sa kanyang lahat ng mga teams that he handled. Look at these numbers, 52 rebounds compared to 29. They dominated the boards and they forced 20 turnovers laban dito sa AFP FSD Makati Cavaliers and converted that into 31 turnover points. And we see here the numbers of Junrick Baloria. He's averaging only 12.1 points in this tournament. In fact, he has only been able to break in double figures itong last 2 games niya. That before that 26-point explosion against the Atami Sardines Zamboanga, he had only 2 points against the Kuala Lumpur Azil.
Right. And pag pinag-usapan na mention mo kanina yung word na trademark, palagi nakita natin Cedrick Ablaza first 5 games, best player of the game. But in the last 2, Jong Baloria has really stepped up para dito sa Tanduay Rum Masters. Now let's take a look at the Muntinlupa team, our comeback kid. You know, they had 2 games to which talagang binalikan nila yung napakalaking lamang sa kanila. And currently, they coming off a loss against San Juan in that last game. Talk to us about that game, Javi.
This is the second time that has happened to Muntinlupa in this tournament. We remember in that game against the Kuala Lumpur Azil, they also dug themselves a very deep hole from which they came up short again in the end game. And this was what exactly happened against the San Juan Knights. They outscored San Juan 30-6, limited only the Knights to 6 free throws in that very important 4th quarter, but still fell short. It was really the free throws that was the glaring stat here, Coach Mike. 17 out of 29 Although if you look at the numbers, hindi masyado nagkakalayo ang both squads in that game. But the free throws really bit them in the back during the end game. Imagine, Coach Mike, if they had made just 5 more of those free throws, panalo na talaga sila in that game.
That's right. There are comeback hit, but you gotta finish your comeback with a win, and hopefully they get it this time. And one of the players that's been key for Muntinlupa, who we feel could get more exposure in this game, we talk about John Gabriel.
Well, John Gabriel, Coach Mike, only averaging 11.4 minutes in this tournament, but last game, 19 points in 23 minutes, 6 out of 9 from the field. Really great showing here, showing that inside presence. We remember John Gabriel, a former PBA player, so he really brings in a wealth of experience dito para sa Muntinlupa. And I'm sure Coach Jack Ascueta has noticed this, and maybe he will use John Gabriel more in the coming games, especially all of the remaining matches are must-wins.
Right. And then Megan Cabrera has been going around talking to players, and let's see what news he has for us. Megan?
Maraming salamat, Coach Mike and Javi. Kasama natin ngayon, the man himself, John Gabriel. John, kayo na nga ang comeback king dito sa Liga. And just last game, you came back from 29 points. Can you take me through that rally?
Ginawa lang namin yung depensang dapat, kaya nakadikit kami sa laban. So, sana ngayon ganun ulit yung laro namin, sa depensa ulit.
Okay, so hindi unang pagkakataon na medyo nabaon kayo sa lamang. Twice na itong nangyari. And can you tell us, ano nangyari sa team nyo noon at paano nyo sinusolusyonan ito?
Kasi yung team namin ngayon, bago-bago lang kami makakasama. So, ginagawa namin, madalas kami mag-bonding sa labas and sa loob ng court para makuha namin yung chemistry namin.
Alright, maraming salamat, John, at good luck sa laro ninyo. Back to you, Coach Mike and Javi.
Thank you very much, Megan. And let's just start getting the show on the road as we turn over now to our venue announcer for the player introductions.
Magandang hapon mga ka-Phil Basket. We are back here at the city of San Jose Del Monte Sports Complex for the 2022 Phil Basket Summer Championship presented by Pure Gold. It's the first game of our triple header featuring the Tanduay Rum Masters versus the Muntinlupa Angelis Resort EOG Cooly. Let's meet the starters first for your Tanduay Rum Masters. Starting at forward 6'2" from the University of the East, number 18, Ralph Olivares. Up forward 6'3" from Jose Rizal University, number 43, Jexter Apinan. At center, 6'4" from Jose Rizal University, number 24, Mark Cruz. At guard, 5'10" from the University of the East, number 10, Rudy Linganay. And at the other guard, 5'11" from the University of the Perpetual Health System, Dalsa, number 45, Jong Valoria. Their head coach is Cholo Villanueva. And now the starting five for your Muntinlupa Angelis Resort, EOG Cooly. At forward 6'1" from Far Eastern University, number 77, Ron Dennison. Also at forward 6'4" from Jose Rizal University, number 19, Decoy Lopez. At center 6'6" from Colegio de San Lorenzo, number 12, John Gabriel. At guard 5'8" from Manuel L. Quezon University, number 5, J. Mark Malyari. And at the other guard, 5'11" from Mapua University, number 4, Alan Mangas. Their head coach is Jack Ascueta. Our game officials, crew chief Ruel Tolentino.
And there you have the starting five here, Javi, both teams, Tanduay Rum and EOG.
No surprises from both squads, your usual starters. Para dito sa Muntinlupa though, no Val Chauca in the starting lineup, instead going with J. Mark Malyari. And ito na nga, like we said at the top of our coverage, John Gabriel, the man in the middle, starting this game para dito kay Coach Jack Ascueta in lieu of Alvin Baichong.
Well, a lot of matchups here that we're really looking forward to, like for example, Alan Mangas versus the guards of Jong Valoria.
Yeah. Jong Valoria, Rudy Linganay.
Right.
It's a very interesting guard matchup that we have on hand for today's game. Alam naman natin si Alan Mangas, one of the most pinakamagulang na player na nakita natin na naglaro dito sa Pilipinas. And that also goes the same para dito kay Rudy Linganay. Very well-traveled basketball player, has had tons of experience playing overseas and now coming back here to play dito sa PhilBasket.
Yep, and what you admire about both the players that you mentioned, Rudy Linganay and Alan Mangas, pareho to, very high IQ na, high skill set pa.
That's right, and you would love that if you're the coach, really, to have a point guard who has those set of skills.
As we see here now, Tanduay Rum with the early first possession. And Dexter Apinan immediately attacks that defense of John Gabriel.
Tanduay right there going for the attack right away. And Coach Mike, parang nasa Muntinlupa pa rin tayo because we're hearing the drums right here dito sa San Jose Del Monte, Bulacan. The Muntinlupa people coming here in droves to support their home team.
Yep, and itong mga drums na to ng Muntinlupa, mukhang yan yung nagtutulong sa kanila to come back late in the game. But we'll see how this flows for Muntinlupa. Hopefully it's not a comeback. Hopefully they get the lead early on. Now Tanduay Rum now setting zone defense here for EOG. And of course, let's talk about John Gabriel, Javi. I know this matchup with Mark Cruz is also very interesting, and also against Dexter Apinan. What do you think would be the key things that we need to look at in this matchup of the big guys?
Well, important for John Gabriel to be able to establish the presence inside that shaded area. John Gabriel, a more experienced player in terms of playing in the post, in that low block, compared to Dexter Apinan. Si Mark Cruz likes to play in the perimeter a lot. Dexter Apinan, more of a point forward para kay Coach Cholo Villanueva. He usually brings the ball down, sets up the offense, and really, yung offense nila plays a lot through dito kay Dexter Apinan.
Yep, and just right there on cue, I think John Gabriel getting early touches as a foul was called on Mark Cruz, which is a good sign para dito sa Muntinlupa because they really need John Gabriel to be involved in their offense.
Exactly. We know that Decoy Lopez, though he can also mix it up inside, plays a lot in the perimeter. That's where he likes to get his shots up.
Ito naman samantala ang Tanduay Rum Masters trying to get it inside. That kick out intended for Jong, saved from going to the end line. Strong drive. Oh, a basket right there by Ralph Olivares.
And despite the presence of the 6'6" John Gabriel, Ralph Olivares not afraid to challenge the big man.
And once again, John Gabriel, really, it seems that the possession and the touches are relatively easier for John Gabriel in this match.
And you would like to see that if you're Coach Jack Ascueta, really establish that presence inside the shaded area so that it can open up lanes for your other guards to be able to make plays coming from the perimeter going inside.
As we see a foul, they're called on the rebounding action. Mark Cruz called for his second personal. That's the second on Tanduay as well. As we turn over to Megan. Megan?
Mike, nakausap ko nga ang parehong coaches kanina, and for Coach Jack Ascueta of Muntinlupa, he admits that the past losses na medyo nabaon sila sa lamang is because their adjustments were made late. Now they want to be more proactive, especially they know their capabilities, lalo na sa comebacks. On the other hand, Tanduay Rum Masters assistant coach J.R. Aquino says, ang X-factor naman ng team nila ay ang kanilang samahan. They ensure that every practice is light so they can focus on playing. They translate this to every game and they do not think about the pressure of winning. So far, it has worked for them and they want to maintain this. Coach Mike and Javi?
Excellent point there, Megan. Really talking about Tanduay Rum Masters, it's the culture that Coach Cholo has built for these players that's really made them the leading team here this season so far.
Yeah, that's right, Mike. Coach Mike, you said the culture. Coach Cholo has done an excellent job in instilling his players what the right mindset is going into every game, going into every practice, how you live your life as a player, and it has translated very well here for the Tanduay Rum Masters.
As we see another foul there called on the Tanduay Rum Masters, and staying on Coach Cholo building this culture. He's really one of the coaches here that you see very composed in game, and he's just hindi masyado masalita pero deliver yung message sa mga players.
Exactly. Actions speak louder than words. Ika nga, itong si Coach Cholo, he has really been able to lead this team and steer the ship to success in this tournament.
And hopefully it leads to more success, especially when you talk about the Tanduay Rum franchise that really is about championships. See Alan Mangas are drilling a three, and if you're Muntinlupa and you're Coach Jack, you love that.
Exactly. And if you're a guard para dito kay Coach Jack Ascueta, guys like Alan Mangas and J. Mark Malyari, as Tanduay is able to sink a floater inside.
And in the battle of the guards, Lingana immediately taking back that triple by Alan Mangas, saying that I can hit that as well. I got offense on my arsenal too.
Exactly, Coach Mike. And going back to what I just pointed out, as we see this replay, Alan Mangas hitting a three from the right corner. If you're a guard like Alan Mangas, you are more confident to hoist those three-point shots up because you are confident that John Gabriel has a chance to compete for those offensive rebounds and second chance opportunities.
Right, and that Alan Mangas triple instant replay of the game is brought to you by Smart. Simple Smart ako as action continues, and Jexter Apinan getting an offensive board and a putback, and Muntinlupa keeps on going for that run, but the defense really set up already for Tanduay. Once again, they go to the low block against John Gabriel. That shot by Alan Mangas will miss, and everybody's competing for this 1 million prize money, and that's sponsored to us by Emedisure Pharmacy. And John Baloria, the two-time best player of the game, succeedingly in the last two matches, hitting that triple from beyond the arc, Javi.
He is really picking up the slack in terms of the scoring standpoint para dito sa Tanduay Rum Masters. Yun nga, sabi natin at the top of our coverage, he has failed to break into double digits and in fact only had 2 points against the Kuala Lumpur Asil before he exploded for 26 points in the next game. Not naman, Coach, that he needed to score a lot in those first few games because Cedrick Ablaza was definitely spectacular throughout those course of matches.
And I guess the system that Coach Cholo has built really, I guess, varies kung sino yung mga players that would want to shine. And right now we got this two-man game, and Muntinlupa so far after 5 minutes of action doing a good account of themselves versus the leading Tanduay Rum Masters.
Oh, I'm sure sawang-sawa na sila to dig themselves a deep hole at the start of these games.
Right. But they gotta close out on those shooters as Rudy Lingana sinks another triple for the Tanduay Rum Masters. As we see that move right there, Baloria kicking it out to the free Lingana from that wing, making that triple basket. 14-7, Tanduay up. We'll be right back. Well, back here in our game between Tanduay Rum and Muntinlupa, of course, Jong Balor didn't do it alone. He's got support coming with him.
Cedrick Ablaza averaged 21 points in all of those 5 games that he was player of the game, but took a back seat in these past few matches, but still amply supporting itong si Jong Baloria at the offensive standpoint, and Dexter Apinan always consistent para kay Coach Cholo Villanueva.
And the thing is, you love the support that they're giving whoever is leading the team in specific games. Walang walang me muna, ako muna, walang ganun. It's really about team, and you just love that in all of the games that we've seen dito sa Tanduay Rum Masters.
And it's no surprise that they're having this success early on in this tournament. 7-0 run niya, and they're going for their 8th win in this game. Jong Baloria scoring a basket right there, but Ron Denison trying to get it back right away.
And immediately we see some difficulty in containing the guards of Tanduay Rum, and Muntinlupa's got to make an adjustment on that part.
Well, they started this game on a 2-3 zone. Already 2 threes para dito sa Tanduay Rum Masters. One from Jong Baloria and one from Rudy Linganay.
And of course, we would like to thank Cantigo Scoreboard Multi-Sport Scoring Solution for the scoreboard that we're using in our field basket games. And again, it's the guards that's starting to pile up the points for Tanduay Rum.
And if you're Muntinlupa, it's not enough that you recognize the adjustments that you have to make. You have to translate it on the floor, and right now we're not seeing enough effort from these guys in black dito sa laro na to, because Tanduay is starting to run away with this game. 9-point lead already, and they want to pad that lead further in this possession.
Do you think also that it's quite possible that Tanduay is trying to attack the defense of Alan Mangahas so that he makes them work both ends of the floor? And at this point, Field Basket is brought to you by Cilium Fiber, manufactured by Leone Agri Corporation. Well, I guess, Javi, you didn't hear my question earlier, so the drums are really so loud. I said, do you feel that Tanduay is making Alan Mangahas work on the defensive end para mapagod rin siya?
Oh yeah, that's definitely a good suggestion by Coach Cholo Villanueva for Alan Mangahas to work on the defensive end para he doesn't have enough energy to produce on offense. Alam naman natin that Alan Mangahas is one of the leaders of this team and could go hot in a hurry, especially in those past few games. Alan Mangahas has been struggling from the field, not really your usual scoring output. Galing dito sa former Mapua Cardinal, only 10 points in that game against the San Juan Knights. These guys, the veteran guards of Coach Jack Ascueta, have to step up, and it's not just enough that they put these numbers on the board. They have to even further those stats in order for them to be successful in winning games.
So far, the 2-point field goal shooting of Tanduay Rum Masters, really good here, shooting 6 out of 8 or for 75%, but can't say the same pagdating sa free throws. Meantime, Alan Mangahas trying to find someone else to help him out in production for Muntinlupa EOG.
Well,
go ahead, Dab.
The ball movement hasn't really been evident here for Muntinlupa. Lack of that has been making it hard for them to have materialized opportunities on offense.
As the Tanduay Rum Masters immediately switched to zone against Muntinlupa EOG. And in case you guys are feeling a little bit hungry today at gusto ng medyo masarap na merienda, Happily is available via delivery and takeout sa Grab. You should try Happily. That's really good. That's the food we have here. And man, I always look forward to having that.
Muntinlupa still sticking with that 2-3 zone. So it's interesting to see what adjustments they will make to that defense, because Tanduay has been hitting it from the outside as Ralph Olivares. Right on cue, Coach Mike. 6 another 3-pointer.
And sobrang pag nakita mo tumitira itong mga players ng Tanduay Rum, they're very confident with how they take the shots. I was talking to Coach Dino earlier, and he says that, sa amin kasi, so long as it's free, you take it. It doesn't matter. So long as on the other end, you go back and defend. As we see that shot by Olivares, sinking it from 3.
Well, Dexter Apinan wanting to give a screen there para dito kay Ralph Olivares, but seeing that Alan Mangahas was sagging off of him a bit, took the shot and sank it.
And as if the firepower of Tanduay Rum still not enough, they put in Cedrick Ablaza off the bench. Sarap nun.
What a luxury it is for Coach Cholo Villanueva to have a guy like Cedrick Ablaza come off the bench and lead your second unit.
And this interior defense of Tanduay really punishing the Muntinlupa team, and Jong Valoria makes them pay once more. Jong Valoria must be leading all scorers now, Javi.
Yeah, Jong Valoria already 10 points in this game. And another transition attack here by Tanduay. Muntinlupa has not done a good job of going back in transition, locating their man. Look at that. Jong Valoria left wide open in that left corner. No one really marking him on that occasion. Sinking another three-pointer, and he is just loving it, Coach.
Yeah,
Mike.
and for Druwaya, knowing how he defends, just couldn't really get to that closeout. Medyo malayo kasi talaga, spread yung yung floor. And that makes it all the more difficult para dito sa team ng Muntinlupa. As we see, Dretty Stevens, of course, one of the big guards. They looked up for post-ups and defense. They really need a lot of production from this guy. And of course, Wilson, the basketball that we use here is the official game ball of the 2022 Phil Basket. As we see MJ De La Virgen now, another prize point guard for Coach Cholo Villanueva in the floor.
At di pa masyado pumuputok ito si De La Virgen dito sa ating tournament, but we all know he was a gunner in his days with Jose Rizal University in the NCAA.
In the meantime, we have Alvin Baitiong. Of course, we got news today that he's joining this year's PBA draft, and we wish him well. And hopefully, his stint here in Phil Basket helps him land that a team in the PBA. Val Chauca now. Let's talk about Val Chauca, Javi. Val Chauca, in that run against San Juan, was nowhere to be found. Did you feel that he could have been a factor had he been there in that run by Muntinlupa?
Definitely, Val Chauca is a guy who can get hot in a hurry, give you points right away, and he really would have been a key player para kay Coach Jack Ascueta as they tried to close out San Juan in that game. However, he went with Ian Melencho and it didn't really work for them. Only 6 points for Val Chauca in that game. He played 21 minutes, but he wasn't there during the crucial part where they were already catching up to the San Juan Knights.
Right, and that was really, I guess, one of the what-ifs in that game. Could that comeback have been completed if Val Chauca was inside the floor for Muntinlupa?
Yes, and I understand that Coach Jack Ascueta wanted to go with the 5 that came back from a large deficit. But when you have a player of a caliber like a Val Chauca on your team, gamitin mo naman, Coach Mike, especially in those crucial moments where you have to take shots and get offense for your team.
That's right, and we're talking about a PBA player here who's really a dead shooter, especially when you look at the previous comeback that they did against the Kuala Lumpur Asil. That guy scored, what, 17 points in that run, all coming from 3.
Exactly, so he is very highly capable talaga of leading your team in terms of the offensive standpoint. He is really a spark plug for you, can really lead your team in that department. So Val Chauca, an integral part in what could be the success of Muntinlupa in this tournament. So let's see if Coach Jack Ascueta will eke out some more numbers for this former Adamson Falcon.
And John Ray Villanueva called for a foul against Dretty Stevens. And one thing that's not going for Tanduay is that they're already in penalty. So fouls other than offensive will result in free throws for EOG, but they gotta do good with their free throws.
Well, this is a small problem that Coach Cholo Villanueva has to fix. We all know that the pressure defense really demands a lot of aggressiveness in effort, in energy, and at some points of the match talagang you will get those ticky-tacky fouls because you're trying to go for those steals, for those easy buckets, and minsan talaga you will get those fouls.
Yeah, and right now Cedrick Ablaza with a corner 3. And look at the offensive board there. John Anboludtu, one of the Blackwater ex-PBA players who's really come to fore for Coach Cholo Villanueva.
John Gabriel not anymore on the floor here, so talagang depleted na ang front line. Alvin Baitiong, capable rebounder here, but look at the front line that Tanduay has right now. King Importante, Cedrick Ablaza, and John Anboludtu. It will be a handful for the bigs of Muntinlupa to go for those boards against them. As we see this drive here by Baitiong, able to locate for Druwaya. Excellent recognition there by Baitiong, driving down the teeth of the defense and looking for his partner on the left baseline.
And that assist delivery is brought to you by Happy Lee. Again, Happy Lee is available via delivery and takeout sa Grab. Well, you just love the interior passing here for Muntinlupa so far early in this match. They are down 12, but at least they're showing really good semblance of teamwork here, and we see a little lull here, a little bit of action here. Andretti Stevens called for a personal. A little color developing between King Importante.
Alam naman natin na itong si Andretti Stevens, a very physical guard, not afraid of anyone. He will not back down from any fight. And you would like that kind of player on your team. Yung mga bruisers, yung mga bangers who really want to play physical and make it hard for the opposing team's guards to make plays for their squad.
Well, as you see, Jack Ascueta there trying to steer his team to their very first win here in San Jose Del Monte. Well, these players really importante, and itong si Andretti Stevens, they also have to be reminded that they play vital roles in their team. As we end the first quarter of that missed jump shot by Cedrick Ablaza, Tanduay Rum Masters up by 12, 26-14.
See there, Alan Mangas recognizing that good read by Decoy Lopez off that backdoor play, but Jong Baloria has really been waxing hot. He has been so in the past few games. Yung first quarter has really been his domain. 10 points already in this game for the former Perpetual Health Altas.
And so far, it's Tanduay shooting really good from the field goal, 26-14. We'll be right back. Back here to start the second quarter of this match between Tanduay Rum Masters against the comeback kids, the Muntinlupa EOG team. Mike Perez, Javi Palanya, joined by Megan Cabrera. And so far, it's been an all Tanduay Rum show in the first quarter.
That's right. Look at the first quarter field goal story on your screens. 11 out of 23 compared to just 5 out of 19 para dito sa Muntinlupa. 47% and just 26 para sa Muntinlupa. And one other thing, the glaring stat in that first quarter, the rebounding battle has been dominated by Tanduay, 17-11. And 5 of those in the offensive nature para sa Rum Masters. We mentioned, Coach Mike, off-air, that John Gabriel, okay, very capable rebounder, but you cannot rely on him solely to get those boards. It has to be a team effort to finish those defensive possessions.
Yeah, you gotta get those gang reboundings as Villanueva sinks another triple in the corner. Beautiful swing from the wing area, cross-court to that corner three.
But Tanduay has been having a hard time stopping that three-point shot in this game. Already 4 out of 12, 33% from rainbow distance para sa Rum Masters.
And the thing about the top 3 departmental stats here we have in the game, all 3 leaders coming from Tanduay. You've got Jong Baloria leading all scorers with 10, Dexter Apinan leading all rebounders with 7, and Jong Baloria leading everyone in assists with 3.
With Dexter Apinan already having 7 rebounds, that just speaks a lot to the lack of effort that Muntinlupa has in crashing those boards. You really have to go for those rebounds because alam naman natin, good defense doesn't mean anything if you don't finish it with a rebound.
Right. And of course, as you look at Dexter Apinan, he's not really that hefty compared to the bigs of Muntinlupa, but he's able to slither himself inside and position himself to give him a good opportunity for those rebounds.
Well, rebounding, Coach Mike, is all about desire. The more you want it, the better chance you have of getting it as he collars another offensive rebound here, his 8th of the game. He just really love the activity and the energy of Jexter Apinan. And another three-pointer here for the Tanduay Rum Masters, this time coming from Cedrick Ablaza.
2 3-pointers in a row, balloons this lead quickly to 20 para dito sa Tanduay Rum Masters. And the Muntinlupa EOG immediately answering with Dretty Stevens getting that 3.
Oh, will this 3 light a fire from underneath itong Muntinlupa EOG? They definitely have to establish their presence in this game. They don't want to go down a deep hole once again. It has really been the story of their past few matches.
And you got to be able to cover the spots in the floor, especially when you're playing against zone. Man, twice already Tanduay burned that zone with 2 triples, and that could have been another one had that pass gone across court from Jexter from the post of King Importante.
King Importante, Coach Mike, doesn't really get enough credit for his play in this tournament. His numbers really don't show up on the box scores, but the intangibles he really brings to his team has been very vital in the success of the Tanduay Rum Masters. He does a little bit of everything, kind of like what Jexter Apinan does, but hindi lang talaga nakikita because he does a lot more of those things that you don't see on the box score.
Yep, and on that drive by Cedrick Ablaza, as we see here, Javi, that ball tapped clearly by Dretty Stevens, and that's why he's trying to contest that call, because he felt that referee was behind that play. The referee saw otherwise, so Cedrick Ablaza will go to the free throws.
We saw the replay. It looks like Dretty Stevens got all ball, Coach Mike.
Right.
And that would have been possession swinging back to Muntinlupa because it bounced off the leg nito ni Cedrick Ablaza. So we understand the frustration of Dretty Stevens.
Well, look at Coach Cholo on the other end. We saw him earlier. Sobrang composed, sticking to his system. And, you know, you really want that from your coach. Gives you a certain level of, I guess, confidence kung ikaw yung player na nasa floor.
Oh, exactly. Ika nga, diba, if it starts at the top, it'll definitely trickle down to the bottom. And that's exactly what has been happening here with Tanduay.
And so far, that shot from the top, nothing for Muntinlupa EOG. The defense of Tanduay Rum interior really making it hard for those close shots. And Tanduay Rum just really trying to find those open shooters. And look at Jexter Apinan. He's able to rebound. Even in the backcourt, he's able to bring that leather down court. And that gives you a lot of luxury because you don't really have to look for your point guard in order to do transition.
That's one of the good things of having a Jexter Apinan. He can bring the ball up court, make plays in transition. And Cedrick Ablaza, another three-pointer. And that was all because Jexter Apinan was able to collar another offensive rebound for his team. 10 rebounds na sa ating laro. Ito si Jexter Apinan. We see that pass coming from Jexter Apinan as well, Coach Mike.
Wow, and that instant replay of the game is brought to you by Smart Simple Ako. Simple Smart Ako. We'll be right back. Tanduay. As we see our fans here enjoying and watching the match here at San Jose Del Monte. If you guys are around here and you want to be part of this beautiful crowd that we have, come on over. And we'd like to invite you. It's free tickets. Walang tickets dito. Free seating. Anywhere you want to go and enjoy the games, and medyo ma-enjoy nyo rin yung lamig ng venue dito sa San Jose Del Monte Center.
Off-air, Coach Mike, you were mentioning to me the lack of touches that Val Chaco has. As we look at the rebounding story, it's just really dominated here by Tanduay, 25-12. Muntinlupa will have to do a better job of competing for those boards. Better effort is demanded of this Muntinlupa squad if they want to climb out of this 21-point deficit that they are staring at right now.
That's right, and Kyle Napes as well as Andre Montserrat already joining here for Muntinlupa. And again, the rebound going to Jexter Apinan.
The defense has simply been funneling the guards to let them drive down the lane, and then the bigs of Tanduay will clamp down on them. But a fast break opportunity right there, a rare one for Muntinlupa.
And of course, Andre Montserrat, known to be a homegrown player from Muntinlupa. He's one of those guys that you really want to look after on a leak out, because that really is his strong suit. Finishing in contact, right through traffic, he can do that. And that's the type of player that Andre Montserrat is for EOG Muntinlupa.
And we were just mentioning previously, Coach Mike, na ito nga si Val Chapa hasn't had a lot of touches in this game. And on cue, pinalitan siya ni Alan Mangaha, still hasn't been able to establish his rhythm, talking about Val Chauca.
Yep, and if you're Val Chauca now, somehow you feel is it going to be frustrating for you knowing that you can contribute but you can't?
Exactly, but being the consummate pro that he is, not really a lot of expression in his face despite him checking out of the game at this point of our match, but definitely inside nararamdaman niya yan, Coach Mike.
As you see Decoy coming in for Muntinlupa, we'd like to thank Wilson, the official basketball of the 2022 Summer Championships here. And we got news from our courtside reporter, Megan.
Mike, kapansin-pansin na naka-game face on na si Coach Jack at ngayon pa lang pinapagana na niya ang kanyang mga players. Coach Jack is a fan of short reminders, short huddles, and ang kanilang focus ay ang pagbaba sa depensa. Sabi nga ni Coach, ang kanyang key reminder ay tumakbo talaga sa transitional defense. Mike and Javi?
Well, thank you, Megan. He really needs to put that big game face on because this is going to be a high implication on their standings and their chances to get into the advancing eight.
Exactly, as we mentioned at the top of our coverage, all crucial games and must-wins para dito sa Muntinlupa if they don't want to fall out of favor going into the quarterfinals. Decoy Lopez trying to move inside, but another turnover here para sa Muntinlupa.
And here's the situation of Muntinlupa, Javi. After this Tanduay match, Nueva Ecija is waiting for you. The FSD team is waiting for you, and the All-Star Bacolod team is also there waiting for you. Now, 2 out of those 3 teams are already in the top 3. And if, let's say, for example, they make it to the 8th spot, once we get into the quarterfinals, they meet who? Tanduay.
Yeah, exactly. So it's really going to be a tough order for Muntinlupa as we progress in this tournament, as we look at a great find there by Joshua Gonzalez to Dexter Apinan. Apinan, the recipient right now after making a lot of good passes earlier on.
And assist delivery is brought to you by Happy Lee, of course. Available yan sa delivery and take out. Puntahan nyo lang sa grab up. And Cedrick Ablaza continues to burn from 3.
Tanduay is just taking the shots that the Muntinlupa defense is giving them, and they are still sticking with that zone despite multiple conversions from the outside. And Cedrick Ablaza, I don't think he's missed in this game, Coach Mike.
Right, and when you look at the score, 46 already point output for the Tanduay Rum Masters, and we still have 4 minutes remaining. And this is really high-octane basketball being shown here by Tanduay Rum.
Sheer utter domination by the Rum Masters. They are really stamping their class in this match, showing great resolve on defense, great energy in going for those rebounds, and very composed, moving the ball on offense, finding quality shots, and it has translated very well into this game. Look, a very big margin that Muntinlupa is staring at. It remains to be seen if Muntinlupa will repeat going back into this game like they did in those games against the Kuala Lumpur Asil and the San Juan Knights.
And of course, Phil Basket is brought to you by Cilium Fiber, manufactured by Leone Agri Corporation. As we see another foul there called on, I guess, on Villanueva of Tanduay. Looking at the 5 on the floor para dito sa Muntinlupa, seems to me this is their strongest 5 now. You've got Ron Denison, Kyle Napes, John Gabriel, Val Chauca, and Alan Mangas. Every spot covered for Muntinlupa on this 5.
All of these guys have PBA experience. And if you're Coach Jack Ascueta, this is the right time for you to use this lineup.
Well, if you're a Muntinlupa fan too, I mean, this is a huge sigh of relief seeing all these top key players from your team playing together on the floor. As Ablaza, let's go at 3. He will miss that one though. And Ron Denison, the former FEU guy, collaring that rebound for the Muntinlupa team. Here we go. Gabriel now, low posting against Ablaza. Clearly a mismatch from a height standpoint, but not budging is Ablaza. Here's the thing, though, that we talked about. You gotta have Valchauca take shots, but he has to do it on the move. An empty possession right there for Muntinlupa, Javi.
They saw their Alan Mangajas on that left wing with that calling for that pick and roll action. But the luxury of Coach Cholo Villanueva to have guys like Joshua Gonzalez, as you see here, John Gabriel almost dunking that basketball.
And we would have loved to see that move of the game end with a dunk, as presented to you by Pure Gold.
Going back to my point, Coach Mike, Alan Mangas was calling for that pick and roll action on that left wing, but the luxury nga of Coach Cholo Villanueva, the players like Dexter Apinan and Joshua Gonzalez, they switched that pick and roll and made it hard for Alan Mangas to go for a quality shot. And look at the replay of this last possession by Tanduay. Villanueva is down on the floor, a foul called here on Muntinlupa.
And right now, still a huge lead for Tanduay Rum. All the Muntinlupa fans, of course, hoping that there's going to be that comeback quarter again for them, but they got to do it real quick now. As you see, more fouls being called on the floor. This time that's called on Joshua Gonzalez, caught holding on to Kyle Napes, I believe.
And because both teams are over the limit, this will be 2 free throws for John Gabriel.
All right, stand corrected. That's John Gabriel that Joshua Gonzalez held on to. And of course, John Gabriel, one of the really good forwards in the PBA, and right now trying to revive his career.
You see here a foul by Gonzalez away from the ball.
Oh, okay.
Nagkakiskisan sila dun.
Right. That was a bump with Gabriel in the backcourt. Right now, Muntinlupa trying to go for that press. Side pick and roll here. Ending up with Gonzalez sinking it.
Still no problem for Tanduay, just very comfortable in that offensive set. Not much resistance given by Muntinlupa.
And finally, a block here against John Gabriel. Tanduay Rum now starting to send a second guy every time John has that leather on the post. As we remind everyone that our prize money sponsor is brought to you by Emedisure Pharmacy, and we're talking about 1 million pesos. As you see, a missed shot there. A second attempt missed by Gonzalez this time.
But Joshua Gonzalez in that last game scored 14 points, 4 out of 6 from three-point country. Has been making a good account of himself despite being in the third unit, but because Tanduay is able to blow out their opponents right in the beginning of the games, you have guys like these, Joshua Gonzalez, able to get chances to showcase their talent. And Valchauca, they will need a lot more of this from him if they are to come back in this match. Valchauca aggressive on that drive. You see here against Rudy Linganay, barreling his way through the paint over Dexter Apinan, finishing with his strong hand.
And that move of the game is presented to you by Pure Gold. We're seeing some Muntinlupa fans here clenching their fist in the air after that made layup shot by Valchauca, in the hope that that's something good for Valchauca.
Will this be a spark for Muntinlupa? And we all know Valchauca very capable of doing that. Like we said, he did that in the game against the Kuala Lumpur Asil, where they fell short. 17 points, I believe, in that run, single-handedly carrying his team back into that match.
And imagine if he would have played that San Juan game and he made just one of those three-pointers that he did in Kuala Lumpur, we would have had a different story, as Ablaza will miss the three this time. And the run here for Muntinlupa turns into a turnover.
And you don't usually see that coming from Alan Mangajas, an over-calculated outlet pass.
And right now, still a 48-24 lead for the Tanduay Rum Masters. We will be right back. Muntinlupa, led by Alan Mangahas, Ron Denison, and Val Chauca. Their backs against the wall again. A new down 48-24 against the Tanduay Rum Masters with 1:30 remaining in the second quarter. They just got to stop digging those huge holes and hoping for a comeback later in the game.
Yeah, they have to really avoid having those kinds of scenarios early on in the game because it is extra tiring for a team to get back from a large deficit.
Yeah, and syempre, gusto mo in a game palagi kang happy. Pag gusto mong happy ka, mag-order ka na ng Happily. Available yan via delivery and takeout sa Grab. A good defensive stand there para sa Muntinlupa. Gotta at least cut this down to maybe 18 below 20 before we turn the half.
The Muntinlupa has been able to string together a number of stops, and Ron Denison just failing to capitalize on that.
He had that lane open for him, but missed the free layup shot, though. And look at how composed the Tanduay Rum Masters execute their offense. Everybody just going to their spots, happy.
They're very comfortable and they're very familiar with each other's tendencies, and that speaks a lot to the culture that Coach Chola Villanueva has built here. Ang ganda ng samahan itong Rum Masters talaga.
A side ball screen action there, ending up with Kyle Napes on the leather. Alan Mangas trying to find someone free. Shot clock says 5 seconds. We got 22 on the game clock. Oh, Kyle Napes hitting that three.
Oh, this really is a good mix of players that Coach Jack Ascueta has on the floor. You have John Gabriel manning the shaded area. 10 seconds left here sa ating second quarter.
We're running the quarter down, and Joshua Gonzalez trying to end it with a basket. Nope. And Muntinlupa has a heave to go. Oh! Alan Mangas ending this half on a positive note for EOG. 2 triples to end that quarter for Muntinlupa.
What a great way to end that first half for Muntinlupa. This just might be the spark that Coach Jack Ascueta's boys have been looking for to start a fire and make it keep burning as we go into our second half.
That should be a good way to use as leverage to kick off the third quarter, and we're pretty excited we can come back later on. 48-30, it's still with the Tanduay with the lead.
Dear classmates, I congratulate us for having the power. Who would have thought one can major in social media, minor in cartology, or major in Mobile Legends, minor in Ensaymada Baking, or major in TikTok, minor in anime studies. Totoo and chismis, we really can do it all. And since we still have loads to discover, it is time to get giga-powered with Smart Gigapower. Enjoy 20 gigabytes for all sites and apps for only 149 pesos, so we can jump from app to app, passion to passion, chika to chika.
Para more ang saya.
Get giga-powered na day!
My apologies. Download the GigaLife app and choose Gigapower. Simple, smart a code.
Not in my house. Let's go! Come on, come on!
You talk about reaching back and throwing it down.
And the bench loves it.
Oh my God! 1 on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Win.
Dear classmates, I congratulate us for having the power. Who would have thought one can major in social media, minor in cartology, or major in Mobile Legends, minor in ensaymada baking, or major in TikTok, minor in anime studies. Totoo and chismis, we really can do it all. And since we still have loads to discover, it is time to get giga-powered with Smart Giga-Power. Enjoy 20 gigabytes for all sites and apps for only 149 pesos, so we can jump from app to app, passion to passion, chika to chika.
Para more ang saya.
Get giga-powered na day!
My apologies. Download the GigaLife app and choose Giga Power. Simple, smart code.
Not in my house. Let's go! Come on, come on!
Mike, you talk about reaching back and throwing it down.
And the bench loves it.
Oh my God! 1 on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Dear classmates, I congratulate us for having the power. Who would have thought one can major in social media, minor in cartology, or major in Mobile Legends, minor in ensaymada baking, or major in TikTok, minor in anime studies. Totoo and chismis, we really can do it all. And since we still have loads to discover, it is time to get giga-powered with Smart Giga-Power. Enjoy 20 gigabytes for all sites and apps for only 149 pesos, so we can jump from app to app, passion to passion, chika to chika.
Para more ang saya.
Get giga-powered na day!
My apologies. Download the GigaLife app and choose Giga Power. Simple, smart code.
Not in my house. Let's go! Come on, come on!
Mike, you talk about reaching back and throwing it down.
And the bench loves it.
Oh my God! 1 on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Dear classmates, I congratulate us for having the power. Who would have thought one can major in social media, minor in cartology, or major in Mobile Legends, minor in ensaymada baking, or major in TikTok, minor in anime studies. Totoo and chismis, we really can do it all. And since we still have loads to discover, it is time to get giga-powered with Smart Giga-Power. Enjoy 20 gigabytes for all sites and apps for only 149 pesos, so we can jump from app to app, passion to passion, chika to chika.
Para more ang saya.
Get giga-powered na day!
My apologies. Download the GigaLife app and choose Giga Power. Simple.
Back here at the half, 48-30, Tanduay Rum Masters in control until that booming triple by Alan Mangas, that heave from mid-court. And of course, this action so far dominated by the Rum Masters.
That's right, Jong Baloria opening up the scoring parade para dito sa Tanduay Rum Masters. 10 points in that first half. All of those in the first quarter, but really the energy of Dexter Apinan has also been one of the vital keys para dito sa Tanduay Rum Masters in establishing a large lead in that first half. Cedrick Ablaza, very efficient from three-point distance, had a lot of those 9 3-pointers that Tanduay had, but Alan Mangas punctuating that first half with a booming heave from half court. As we look at our halftime statistics right here, Coach Mike, 44% para dito sa Tanduay. Medyo bumaba na yan konti. That was as up to 50 in the first half, but then Muntinlupa not really doing a good job from the field, only 10 out of 33. But you would like that play during the latter part of that second quarter where medyo nabuhayan sila in having the all-pro 5 on the floor. 3-point field goal story dominated by Tanduay, but Muntinlupa able to catch up a bit, 4 out of 13. But ito nga, rebounding story, 30-21. Muntinlupa has to do a better job on the boards, competing for those rebounds they have. It's not enough that you box out. You have to go for those balls. It has to be a total team effort para dito sa Muntinlupa if they want to trim what is just now an 18-point deficit. Crisp ball passing by Tanduay has elevated their assists to 15 compared to just 10 for Muntinlupa. Top scorers here for both teams. Jong Baloria, as I said earlier, leading the pack with 10. But Cedrick Ablaza and Dexter Apinan, former Pasig Santa Lucia Realtors, amply supporting him with 9 apiece. Rudy Linganay with 5. On the other end, Alan Mangas, 2 triples in the first half to lead Muntinlupa with 6. John Gabriel with 5. And Decoy Lopez and Ford Ruayo with 4 and 3 respectively.
One other notable in that stat that you just discussed, Javi, is the volume of 3-pointers attempted by Tanduay. 26 attempts in the first half alone. Grabe yun.
Exactly. For other teams, that's already good for one game.
Right.
But they are taking the shots that the Muntinlupa defense is giving them. And Muntinlupa has stuck with the zone for the most of that first half. But we see here a slight adjustment by Coach Jack Ascueta in their defense. However, Rudy Linganay is free for 3.
Well, that zone has been late on covering those wing threes. And once again, the quarter just opens with that 3 from Rudy Linganay, negating that heave earlier by Alan Mangas.
And I'm quite puzzled, Coach Mike, because I would have loved to seen that all-pro, all-ex-pro 5 on the floor here para kay Coach Jack Ascueta to start this second half, to carry on that effort that they had during the latter part of our first half.
Well, obviously, Coach Jack Ascueta mixing and matching his people on the floor in the hope of maybe magkaroon ng magic bunot, no? So we'll see how this goes in his combination right now. Alan Mangas, hounded and guarded by Ralph Olivares. Mangas scoops it in. Olivares trying to keep in step, pero nahuli lang talaga siya doon.
Alan Mangas, not your speediest, not your flashiest player, but definitely one of the smartest point guards that we have here in Phil Basket. And right there, getting the better of the matchup against Ralph Olivares. Now at the line for 2 shots. And Coach Mike, sorry, I would just like to take this opportunity to give a shout out to AJ Madrigal of the UP Fighting Maroons, who's watching right now, and one of my friends, Ralph Villaro. Thank you guys for watching Phil Basket.
Yep, and hopefully you guys enjoy the coverage and as much as we enjoy the games here. And Tanduay obviously enjoying this match so far. They've been leading right now by 21. And Phil Basket is brought to you by Cilium Fiber, manufactured by the Leone Agri Corporation. Dexter Apinan showing us the move. He will miss. Board contested for possession still with the Rum Masters. Oh, what a move! But that shot will miss. That attempted slam by Mark Cruz. Former CEU big man missing on that dunk attempt, and Valchauca on the float, down on the floor. And that possession will remain with Muntinlupa as Valchauca continues to find that rhythm for a scorer like him.
That's right, you see that play there. Ralph Olivares able to find the cutting Mark Cruz. Would have been another excellent play by Tanduay. It has really been a masterclass on the offensive end para dito sa Rum Masters.
A good immediate screen there by Decoy Lopez. Of course, one of the recipients of the ball screen action between Alan Mangajas. At one point in their game, Decoy Lopez scored 26 points, 12 of those coming from assists from Alan Mangajas. So you see that combination working in the past for Muntinlupa. Probably it's one ploy that they could go to.
Exactly, that would be one thing that Coach Jack Ascueta would try to milk, but somehow nothing yet materializing in that duo for Muntinlupa.
And I was talking to Val Chauca also in one of their practices, and he says they're really just trying to figure out still the offense, the ball screen offense. But once they do, they like their chances with Alan Mangas initiating the ball screen because the craftiness of how he creates in that action.
Their standing coach, Mike, doesn't really give a lot of justice to the roster that they have. They have a lot of great experienced players on their team. RR Pagulayan skying for that layup of excellent feed by Alan Mangas. Ito si RR Pagulayan, former CSB Blazer, but for a time was with us in the UP Fighting Maroons program, late for our Team B.
And surely Pagulayan showing that he deserves these minutes from Coach Jack Ascueta.
Oh, he might just be able to match the energy that Jexter Apinan is providing for Tanduay. So maybe a good substitution here para kay Coach Jack Ascueta in inserting RR Pagulayan.
And maybe a lefty covering a lefty could work for Coach Jack in this case. Jexter Apinan going right and immediately tagged by Pagulayan. You see the value of Apinan, who's really very pesky for a big man, no? He fakes up a shot and he drives middle. He can take that shot. He can get that rebound and run that ball like a point guard. And while we thank Wilson, the official game ball of the 2022 Phil Basket, and again, I guess that's really the value that you get from a Jexter Apinan.
That's why he really has had no problems in having stints at this level, because he really brings a lot to the table for your squad.
Right now, Alan Mangajas looking at a 21-point deficit for Muntinlupa, trying to create on that middle ball screen with Decoy. Alan Mangajas hesitates, gets go, that floater, nothing. Decoy Lopez puts it up. And that's going to be a foul. And Decoy a little bit frustrated that that shot didn't go in. He felt that was his usual shot.
Rare offensive rebound right there for Muntinlupa, but this would be might be the start of something good para dito sa mga bata ni Coach Jack Ascueta. They want to trim down this 21-point deficit that they're staring at, and he does so with that first free throw make. Sorry, 18 points na lang pala ang kalamangan nitong Tanduay Rum Masters.
And Mark Cruz called for his third personal foul, and happily is available via delivery and take out sa grab.
And you see kanina, Coach Mike, on that defensive possession by Tanduay, you look at how the big men of the Rum Masters are able to move laterally on the defensive end and still match up to the guards of Muntinlupa.
Correct. That's a good observation. Also, when you look at their big men, these big men can do guard moves.
Exactly.
Well, I was talking to Coach Dino and really earlier, as you see that three by Jong Valoria, they were saying that the guard skills is also practiced by their big men together with the guards. So it's not like yung conventional na guards dito kaya sa right side, on the other side of the floor will have the bigs. No, they all do the guard skills, be a big man or a small guy.
And it's really been evident in their game.
As we see that strong drive to the rack by Pagulayan. Good intention, but didn't really get the results that they needed. Ingana one-on-one against Laban. Laban very instrumental in that comeback versus San Juan. And look at Dong Valoria, well finished with that layup shot.
Just evading that defense with that sidestep, finishing easily, slithering his way through the hole. Itong si Jong Valoria.
And look at how Tanduay Rum does that press. I mean, we were talking about this earlier, Javi, that meron mga nagpe-press here in Phil Basket that we see. Yun, nakikita mo, as we see that drive by Jong Valoria, and that move of the game is presented by Pure Gold. And going back to that discussion about the press, is that may mga teams tayo sa field basket nakita natin naka-form ng press, but really Tanduay Rum is really pressed. They're pressing and they're playing like a collegiate team.
Exactly, yun nandun yung gigil factor talaga that you don't really see with teams at this level, and that just gives a lot of credit and speaks a lot to your head coach, which is Cholo Villanueva, because he's able to demand that kind of effort and energy from his players. Usually at this level, pagsasabihin mo yung mga players mo to press like that, you will have mga iling-iling eh. Siyempre, you know, at this level, you usually just play man-to-man at the half court, but no one really traps like this, like what Coach Cholo Villanueva is doing here with Tanduay, and what Coach Gerson Cabiltes has been employing with the Nueva Ecija Capitals.
That's right, and it's really fun to watch if you're a coach and a fan, and as a player, I think it's also feel good because you know that every build is on that level of commitment to the team.
Exactly, it brings renewed energy on the floor, and as a fan, you really love to see players really going at it, especially on the defensive end.
Slowly but surely here, Muntinlupa trying to chip away on that huge deficit that they have. 53-35 right now, it's down to 18 as we see some of the people that's watching here inside the San Jose Del Monte Sports Center, and hopefully if you're anywhere here, if kung taga San Jose kayo, come around and join us here live on Field Basket. In the meantime, we got a timeout called for by the Rum Masters. 53-36, they're still up. We'll be right back. Some of just the faces again inside here at the San Jose Del Monte Sports Center. And really good, cool place to be enjoying your Thursday afternoon. Mike Perez, Javi Palanya, joined by Megan Cabrera covering this match for you. And so far, it's been all Tanduay, Javi.
Exactly. And kanina yun nga, Coach Mike, we were discussing how Tanduay is able to give that extra oomph on the defensive end, and you would notice teams that have that kind of energy on defense are really a class of their own and able to generate success, because like the popular adage goes, Coach Mike, defense wins championships.
Right. And as we speak about defense winning championships, we turn over to Megan. Megan?
Coach Mike, kahit malaki ang laman ng kalaban, the Muntinlupa team definitely kept their energy and morale up sa dugout nila. They are trying to hype themselves for yet another big comeback. Sabi ni Coach na ipakita nila na gusto nila maglaro at hindi sila takot. At kung saan ni May nga na haiku na sila ay isang formidable opponent. The last huddle of the team bago sila bumalik sa court ay hard work, and of course, Coach reminded them na sipag, sipag, sipag. Coach Mike and Javi?
Thank you, Megan. Minsan talaga, kahit sa laro, kailangan mo lang sipag, lalo na ngayon na nalalamangan na malaki itong EOG.
Exactly, that is exactly what they need to do here against Tanduay Rum Masters, who have been just in cruise control this entire match.
And once again, that press is on for Tanduay, and Muntinlupa able to break it. Pagulayan blocked by Olivares.
Great timing and great effort by Ralph Olivares to stay with Pagulayan despite RR hanging in the air. Valoria almost trickled in for him, but Apinan was there, however misses on that opportunity to put it back.
Sorry miss for the Rum Masters. Alan Mangas now, miscommunication between the usually efficient duo of Mangas and Decoy Lopez.
Yeah, Alan Mangas has had a lot of over-calculated passes in this game. Not really a characteristic that Alan Mangas has. He usually is very in control of his plays.
And we're not seeing a lot of that yet in this match.
So far, Alan already has 4 turnovers to his name. Like what you said, very uncharacteristic of Alan. So we'll see what adjustments the Snake does with the way the errors have been piling up for Alan. Olivares now with the leather. He wants a clear out. It's an open side ball screen here. Dexter Apinan working against Kyle Napes. Backing him down, trying to find the open guy. Oh, good defense by Kyle Napes. Muntinlupa now on the run. Serving. Alan Mangas looking for an open guy. Finds Napes. The handoff. 1-on-1 now. Trying to challenge that defense by Olivares. Oh, and Alan Mangas makes him pay.
Mangas really making sure that his team got a basket on that occasion, taking it upon himself to go for that hoop.
And they're really looking good now. They're just down by 18 with 3 minutes remaining in the third quarter. And foul there down on the floor, possibly called on Andretti Stevens.
See here this breakdown on Ralph Olivares, driving into the lane, spinning to the middle. Alan Mangas sinking a floater.
And that instant replay of the game is brought to you by Smart. Simple, smart ako. Dexter Apinan. Oh, no whistles there. And he thought there's a travel. Napes, speaking of Napes, but no whistles blown. That basket will be credited to Dexter Apinan.
And when that whistle isn't blown, you just have to continue playing, not get distracted by any non-calls. But Kyle Napes failing to do so on that occasion.
Which is exactly what happened to that Kuala Lumpur game. Kuala Lumpur thought there was a whistle, so they just inbounded casually that leather, not knowing that there were no calls. And conversely, it was Napes who converted that basket in that Kuala Lumpur game. Olivares now, let's go corner 3, wide on that attempt. And Ron Denison, the former Tamarao, getting fouled on that way for that rebound.
Penalty situation once again para dito sa Muntinlupa. You see here, Dexter Apinan in the post. Oh, Kyle Napes thought that he shuffled his pivot foot right there. But our referee saying that natapik yung bola, that's why he regained control of the basketball and was able to perform that move. Dexter Apinan, another back bucket para dito sa Tanduay Rum Masters.
20-point lead, Tanduay Rum Masters. We'll be right back. Ron Denison now at the free throws, trying to chip some more of that 20-point deficit, staring Muntinlupa with 2:28 remaining. In Muntinlupa, if you consider the comeback that they did on the other games, this should be relatively, I guess, an average effort for Muntinlupa.
Exactly, not really that too much of a deficit that they have to come back from. They were staring at a 29-point advantage against the San Juan Knights. But again, it's important that they do things faster than usual here because they are up against a very tough Tanduay team who is unblemished dito sa ating torneo.
Well, let me tell you one thing that they don't have though on those two comebacks. They don't have the Muntinlupa crowd behind them this time.
Exactly. So, saan sila huhugot ng lakas ngayon, Coach Mike? They have to get it from themselves internally to be able to support each other and egg each other on to come back from this advantage that Tanduay has right now.
Yeah, this is like an away game kahit ganyan pa kaloud yung drums ng Muntinlupa. Still different if you're playing from home.
On that previous offensive possession, not much ball movement. In fact, a lot of isolation play in that offensive para dito sa Muntinlupa. You gotta get the defense to work.
One of the very few times that Tanduay Rum is not able to make an attempt. And really good defense there by Muntinlupa.
That's a rare miscue on the offensive end para dito sa Tanduay Rum Masters. A 24-second shot clock violation forced by Muntinlupa, and Ron Denison free on the left short corner, able to drain a floater.
Well, Ron Denison, one of the players who can really produce para dito sa Muntinlupa, as our 1 million prize money sponsor is brought to us by Emerisure Pharmacy. And right now, Tanduay Rum a little bit stagnant on this offensive set. Ablaza against Ford Ruaya. Dribble handoff. Baseline screen, he slips it. Pass stolen. Muntinlupa again with another good stop. 62-43, 19-point deficit. Andretti Stevens in the low block, trying to find an open guy. Finds Ford Ruaya for two. Muntinlupa needed that heavy.
You're liking the increased intensity on the defensive end for Muntinlupa. They have forced Tanduay to dwindle down the shot clock on these last couple of possessions, and Andretti Stevens making a great play as possession shifted.
And that shot will not go, and Ablaza saving that possession for the Rum Masters.
Oh, but a turnover here in Villanueva. Able to create something out of nothing.
It's really those little things that impact you later on in the game, as we see here.
Andretti Stevens able to find Ruaya free in the shaded area, or Ruaya able to get the basket inside.
And that beautiful assist delivery is brought to you by Happy Lee. Happy Lee is available via delivery and a takeout. You just get it via the Grab app.
Coach Mike, you were mentioning the little things, and these are really the things that Muntinlupa has to minimize in this comeback that they are trying to attempt. You cannot afford to get those turnovers, those easy baskets by Tanduay, because that will easily wrest the lead back to their team.
Well, earlier we saw Jong Valoria with ice on his face. Probably got hit. Maybe Megan could give us a story later on what happened there. As Kyle Napes lets go jumper, nothing. And right here, Rum Masters on the run. And that was a bad pass by King Importante. Too low for Cedrick Ablaza.
And just a little bit too forward para dito kay Ablaza.
And you got to pick up momentum now if you're Muntinlupa. 1.2 left. Napes, let's go! Booyah! Another three-pointer to end the quarter for Muntinlupa. What a way to end it in the third. Muntinlupa just coming up with heave after heave in this game.
See that last play once again. Inbound in the backcourt. Kyle Napes running to the ball and fading to the right side. Just going for that shot. Hail Mary answered on Monday, Thursday, ladies and gentlemen.
So with that basket, score now stands at 64-48. 14 points, or 16 points rather, separating these two teams. We'll be right back. Another quarter ending in a heave by Muntinlupa. This time around, Ron Denison sinking that from half court and cuts down this lead, the closest they've gotten to by 16. A good offense here could probably cut this to 13. John Gabriel, let's go. 3 looks good. Shot will not fall. Ron Dennison with the tip in. Still no good. And Chauca now fakes elbow jumper. Still short. And boy, those shots are open for Muntinlupa to take, but unable to convert it. Gabriel now in the corner. Kicks it over to for the wire. Dennison for 3. And 5 attempts right there empty for Muntinlupa.
And that last sequence, not really good spacing by Muntinlupa.
And everybody just looking like they're hurrying to get that shot attempt off. And Val Chauca now losing that possession. He recovers it. Chauca in the front court. Chauca is fouled.
Chauca had John Gabriel up that court right there. He would have been able to locate his big man, but drawing a foul and keeping possession here para dito sa Muntinlupa. Will they capitalize here, Coach Mike?
Well, we'll see, but they need to. Val with the drive, it's good. 14-point deficit. Comeback kids at this now. At the start of the 4th. Trying to chip in and make this a single-digit deficit.
Val Chauca has been struggling throughout this match. Only his 2nd basket of the game. 2 out of 8 from the field.
Good anticipation there by John Gabriel, sensing that ball's gonna be fed back to Cedrick Ablaza from NJ de la Virgen.
Dipsy-do there for Val Chauca. He has been recognizing that he has been not able to hit from the outside in this game.
And that move of the game was presented to you by Pure Gold. A chance here to make this a 12-point game. Down 14. For Druay. Oh, bad pass intended for John Gabriel. That pass was just behind John.
Masyadong masigip right there for John Gabriel to receive that pass. Ill-advised right there for Druaya.
Right now, De La Virgen trying to set up the Rum Masters. Ablaza, hockey pass in the corner. The shot. Empty possession there for Rum Masters again. Andretti Stevens down on the floor, looks for an open man, finds John Gabriel for a basket. Beautiful pass by Andretti Stevens. 12-point deficit, Javi.
Despite falling on the floor, Andretti Stevens still having presence of mind to locate John Gabriel for the easy deuce inside the shaded area.
But really, Muntinlupa making a good account of themselves in this quarter. Spin move. Can get that to fall, and Ablaza with a basket and a foul.
Every time that Muntinlupa seems to threaten, Tanduay always able to answer back and wrest control back to their team. As we look at that play by Andretti Stevens falling on the floor on that right corner, but nobody home there to guard and challenge John Gabriel.
And of course, that beautiful assist delivery is brought to you by Happy Lee. Happy Lee is available via delivery and takeout through grab. So they nullified that made basket. It will just be a regular foul called on Andretti Stevens. De La Virgen on a pull-up elbow. Get that to go in. Ablaza with a little jab against Chauca. Trying to find an open man. They got 5 to shoot. Shot clock winding down. De La Virgen on a hop. Kicks it out. Villanueva for 3. Ball recovered by Tanduay Rum Masters. That extra possession gave that an extra point.
But Cedrick Ablaza manning the 3-point area. He drew out John Gabriel and made it easy for Tanduay to color that offensive rebound.
Finally, a 2-point answer by the Tanduay Rum Masters. And Andretti Stevens continues with the stellar play in the 4th quarter.
He has been a spark here for Coach Jack Escueta. Itong si Andretti Stevens, the former Mapua Cardinal, really making a good account of himself in today's game.
And right now, Megan's got something for us here. Megan?
Coach Mike, hindi na bago sa Muntinlupa team ang paghabol sa 4th quarter. And that last-minute 3 from Kyle Napes is hopefully enough to get this team's energy back up. And ang sabi lang ni Coach sa huddle nila, papasok nitong 4th quarter. Dumepensa tayo at syempre subukan natin. Coach Mike and Javi.
Thank you very much, Megan. And that last attempt seemed like tired legs on Muntinlupa. Cedrick Ablaza just really out-jumping everyone after missing that shot.
And no box out by Muntinlupa in locating itong si Cedrick Ablaza. Look at that. Everybody was in the shaded area. Oh, but this was the foul on Chauca. on Importante.
Chauca trying to steal that leather from behind, but eventually got into contact with the King Importante.
Crucial stop here needed para dito sa Muntinlupa. They're down by just 12 points here, Coach Mike.
That's right, and they gotta be able to stop this in order for them to get an opportunity for conversion to cut down further this lead. And everybody just waiting for some discussions here that's ongoing.
Well, after that foul that Val Chauca committed, he ended up with the ball, and not knowingly, I think from my vantage point, threw it to a Tanduay player. So our referees reviewing if that was just intentional.
Oh, and Sean Laban able to get that defensive board. This guy, Sean Laban, is really something else pagdating sa effort. Talagang that fighting spirit in him. I guess he gets that from his last name, but it's really good news for Muntinlupa.
Yeah, and Muntinlupa has done a better job competing for those rebounds. That was something that we wanted to see from them, and it's a reason why they're able to trim that deficit, which was as high as 24-25 in that first half, now down to just 12.
Dretty, let's go with 3. Can get that in.
Not really your best shot there if you're Muntinlupa. Dretty Stevens, not really known for his outside shot. Though he was open,
right,
they would have used a Val Chauca play make better on that try.
Chauca slips, and there's a 3 attempt here by Villanueva. Nothing. Look at MJ de la Virgen out-sneaking everyone inside the shaded area against the bigger guys of Muntinlupa.
The smallest man on the floor ending up with the offensive rebound. You see that right here. Nobody in the vicinity of itong si MJ de la Virgen. Everybody was just giving their attention to the other players on the floor, and MJ de la Virgen parang nakahulog ng langit dun.
Right, and it really just literally fell in front of him, and all he did was just to pick it up, and that instant replay of the game is brought to you by Smart. Simple, smart ako. Val Chauca now in the backcourt. Once again, a 15-point deficit para dito sa Muntinlupa. And Phil Basket is brought to you by Cilium Fiber, manufactured by Leone Agri Corporation. John Gabriel, he's got that crafty move of getting that shot and committing that, making the defense commit to that foul.
And that really bodes well para dito kay John Gabriel, because he already has the physical tools to be able to mix it up in the shaded area. But that skill is able to get him to try and get those difficult shots up and in despite the defense up in his grill.
Yep, and they gotta make good on the free throws here, as every point will count now, with time starting to go down to the 5-minute mark, always at the halfway point of the final quarter on regulation. And John Gabriel's got to start working and helping his team back in this match.
Free throws have been a problem for Muntinlupa all tournament long. They're second to the last, 62.6% from the free throw area per game. And right now they're at 11 out of 18, although they have more attempts. It's better for them to sink those free throws, because as we said at the top of our coverage, these might be the ones that just might bite you in the back. But John Gabriel is on a hot streak right now. Consecutive baskets for the former PBA player. See that Val Chauca making it happen, driving to the lane, finding Gabriel, lob pass, alley-oop, finish right there for John Gabriel, and an end one to boot.
How about that presence of mind not to bring that leather down on the floor and just continue with that shot? And that instant replay of the game is brought to you by Smart. Simple, smart ako.
But just as we were talking about it, Coach Mike, another missed free throw para dito sa Muntinlupa.
Well, the good thing here is that it's just an 11-point lead. Ablaza for 3. Nope, empty on that attempt. But that possession luckily will remain with Tanduay Rum. Cedrick Ablaza getting ready to defend already on the other end. But fortunate for them, it's their possession once again. Ablaza sneaking in. How about that?
Cedrick Ablaza saying, I can finish an alley-oop too.
Well, that was a very difficult alley-oop to take, especially at that angle from baseline out of bounds. Chauca, let's go, a 3. Couldn't bet it in. And look at John Gabriel. Ooh! Really lording it over against the other big guys of Tanduay. Now it's down to an 11-point lead.
Showing exactly why he has this wealth of experience at his hands. He is showcasing everything right now in the bag. Talking about it of John Gabriel.
Tanduay Rum Masters now running that play for Ablaza 3. Valchauca trying to play for that possession. And that possession will turn over to Muntinlupa, and we would like to thank Antigua Scoreboard Multi-Sport Scoring Solutions.
We look at that offensive rebound by John Gabriel. 1-2 dribbles and finishing with a reverse on the other side of the basket. He is the top scorer of his squad right now with 13 points.
And yung degree of difficulty on those last two attempts by John Gabriel is something to be amazed at. Valchauca missing point blank. That shot was in and went out. Could have cut down this lead to a single-digit deficit. MJ de la Virgen setting the table for the Tanduay Rum Masters. King Importante posting up against Valchauca. Mismatch right here. Chauca against the bigger Importante. He knows that. He drives. And that's going to be a foul called on Valchauca.
And a referee signaling a flop right there on Valchauca. Trying to get an offensive foul. We see here Importante on that block. And Chauca just falling right there, trying to get an offensive foul.
And I guess the question here is that, will that shot count? No, that shot won't go in. And so that'll be 2 free throws for King Importante. He has to earn it the more difficult way. The 2 points. First one is good for King. King's been one of those guys na katulad nga sinabi mo kanina, no? Hindi masyadong na-appreciate pero kitang-kita mo yung mga non-statistical contributions that he's had.
Exactly. And Importante has been really very great for Tanduay in this tournament. A big reason why they are immaculate at 7-0.
And Chauca letting go a 3. It's good for Valchauca. 10-point lead, a deficit now. Slowly but surely. Muntinlupa trying to get back, but they got to do it real quick. They got 3:20 to do that.
That is Valchauca's first 3-pointer of the game. He is 1 out of 6 from 3-point country.
And Muntinlupa, I'm sure, is hoping that it's not the last one. John Gabriel able to get that defensive board, and that's going to be a foul on Villanueva as he tried to go and tip that leather against the outstretched arms of John Gabriel.
He has just been working his butt off in this game. Just an impressive performance, wanting to pick up where he left off in that game against San Juan. 19 points in their last match to go with 10 rebounds, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. Right now, John Gabriel really doing good para sa Muntinlupa. 13 points, and make that 14.
And John Gabriel sinking his first free throw so far. Muntinlupa 50, going 61% from the free throw. They gotta make this one, and he does.
Lead now just down to 8, Coach Mike. This is the closest that Muntinlupa has been in so long. So let's see if they could sustain this, get a stop here, and get a basket on the other end.
Right now we'll see this triple handoff actions for Tanduay Rum as they protect an 8-point lead. Oh, what a steal by Muntinlupa! Alan Mangas in a foot race. Alan stopping, Alan serving. Tries by Tiong out to Chauca. Chauca, let's go a 3! Ooh, that would have been big if that gone in. But Dexter Apinan able to control that defensive board as the Rum Masters push it in front court. Ablaza hesitates on that 3, doesn't take it. Moves in closer. Difficult pass inside. Still nothing.
Oh, that might have been a goaltending right there, missed by our referees. There was someone who pulled the basket.
Yep, somebody pulled that net on that attempt by Tanduay. 4 seconds to shoot. Empty. Ablaza with a putback, still no good. And that leather will fall over to Muntinlupa. They are down 8.
Those 50-50 balls going the way of Muntinlupa, but can they capitalize?
Mangas now in for that drive, that floater. Still could not get that to fall. And there's going to be a foul And this last 2 minutes is brought to you by Smart. Simple, smart ako. King Importante with that foul lands the Rum Masters in penalty.
And you see the Tanduay front line just trying their best in blocking out the towering John Gabriel, but fouling him on that opportunity. 2 crucial free throws right now para dito kay Gabriel.
On the top of the coverage, we mentioned the value of John Gabriel, and right now he's playing to that role.
Exactly. 23 minutes in their last game. He's only averaging 11 throughout this tournament. And right now, John Gabriel already playing almost 20 minutes in this game, Coach Mike. Definitely Coach Jack Ascueta recognizing the need for his presence inside the court.
Yeah, and if you're Coach Jack Ascueta, you gotta love what the big man is doing, and hopefully this leads them to their first win. It would be huge if Muntinlupa wins this one, because that would mean they'll be the first team to beat the Tanduay Rum Masters, but Rum Masters saying, not yet.
Exactly, would do wonders for their confidence as they go deep and go into their game against the Nueva Ecija Capitals. But just a sorry miss right there para kay John Gabriel. That was a very makeable basket, not really much resistance from the defense.
And you see the frustration of Jexter Apinan saying somebody should have covered that pass before it got to John Gabriel. High pick and roll here for Tanduay Rum Masters. Linganay moving in closer, push it back in the corner. Villanueva for 3!
And Jandre Villanueva hasn't scored a lot in this game, Coach Mike. Only 5 points to his name before those 2 crucial baskets that he has made these past couple of possessions right here. Rudy Linganay going back to Jandre Villanueva, relocating to the right corner and sinking a 3 to silence the run that Muntinlupa has gone on.
And this crowd moment is brought to you by Smart. Simple, smart ako. Coach Jack Ascueta wants to talk this out. We'll be right back. Tanduay Rum Masters protecting their 7-game win streak, but the pesky Muntinlupa team simply would not just go away. Well, it's a good thing on their last possessions they were able to get control back, as we see Commissioner Jai Reyes right there overseeing the matches we have in the San Jose Del Monte Sports Center. And quickly here, Muntinlupa trying to get up a 3. Val Chauca let it go short. John Gabriel unable to get that board. And with almost a minute remaining, this looks like a tall order for Muntinlupa.
Different guys stepping up at different points of this game para sa Tanduay Rum Masters. During the first, it was Jong Valoria, and then Cedrick Ablaza waxed hot. And now you have Jandre Villanueva knocking down the crucial baskets to wrest the lead and control back to the Rum Masters.
Well, Muntinlupa saying we still have time and there's still an opportunity. Val Chauca right now, team's down by 9. Dretty Stevens a little bit short on that 3 attempt. Ablaza having problems controlling that leather, able to recover it, and Importante now will try and melt some clock away. Boy, this would have been a really good game for Muntinlupa.
Exactly, and right now they're not trying to foul right here. It looks like they have waved the white flag already as Cedrick Ablaza puts the cherry on top of the ice cream. Just a great performance by Tanduay from start to finish.
Well, Alan Mangas is trying to dribble the time away. While Muntinlupa did lose this match, they certainly passed the expectations of their fans giving a good account of themselves against the league-leading Tanduay Rum Masters. So Tanduay now will get their 8th straight win, and Muntinlupa just sinking further with 3 and 4 right now in the standings. And like what we said earlier, Javi, waiting on the wings for Muntinlupa is the #2 team in Nueva Ecija, and also the AFP FSD Makati and the Bacolod Bowlers in their last match will be going up against the ICC. And a lot of implications here for Muntinlupa with a 3-4 record.
It will be a tough hill to climb for them as they go into the quarterfinals, Coach Mike. It's not even sure if they're gonna make the top 8 just yet. A lot of things still waiting to happen for this Muntinlupa squad, but Tanduay just really dominating, showing their masterful performance of this tournament so far. Still immaculate at 8-0.
Well, everybody just chipped in for Tanduay Rum Masters, including Villanueva sinking that 3. But we talked about the duo support of Jong Baloria. Well, we got to give it to one of them as the best player of the game. We turn over to Megan.
Maraming salamat, Coach Mike and Javi. Kasama natin ngayon, Jexter Apinan, pure gold best player of the game, Jexter. So we had 11 points. Pero ang maganda dito, meron tayong 21 big rebounds. Ano ang nagpapatok sa'yo sa game na ito?
Yun kasi laging nire-remind sa amin ni Coach Cholo, pagdating sa laro, kailangan magtrabaho. So, ginagawa ko lang yung rule ko para makatulong as a team. Kung ano yung makakatulong, doon ako.
8th straight win, wala pa tayong talo. Ano ang X-factor ng team ninyo?
Hindi naman namin tinitingnan usually yung 8 panalo namin. Kumbaga, lagi nire-remind sa amin ni Coach Cholo na elimination pa lang, wala pa kami napatunayan. Kaya kailangan mag-improve kami para sa pagdating sa playoffs or aabot kami sa finals, nandun pa rin yung aggressive namin.
Jexter, bati tayo. Ito na ang chance mo.
Una-una, nagpapasalamat ako kay Lord. Binigyan kami ng lakas. Nakuha namin yung panalo. Yun, binabati ko yung Tanduay Management, yung mga sponsors namin, Apinan Family, mga kapatid ko, si Mama, asawa ko, si Angie, 2 anak ko, si Aidan at si JJ, Lingani Family, Regalado Family, Villapando Family, si Joan, si Nacy, asawa ni Jobs, si Joan, asawa ni Ced, si Nacy. Mga asawa ng mga teammate ko, binabati ko. At saka, please subscribe sa vlog namin, Team Big Man Apinan. Yun lang.
Maraming salamat, Jexter. Congratulations to you and your team. Back to you, Coach Mike and Javi.
Well, Jexter Apinan showing us a lot of love for his family. And really, the one thing that you see there in that interview is that the repeated reminder of Coach Cholo about the game of basketball in their standing.
And that speaks a lot, really. Coach Mike, you've said it throughout this broadcast, the importance of the culture that Coach Cholo Villanueva has established here in Tanduay. And it's no surprise that they're at the top of our standing, still unbeaten at 8-0.
All right, and on behalf of everyone here and the staff and crew, we'd like to thank everyone for watching this game. And as we invite you to watch our next game, we're going to feature that in a little while. And in behalf of everyone, Mike Perez here, Javi Palanya, together with Megan Cabrera, we bid you a good night and a good afternoon. And we invite you to watch the next game. Thank you very much. We'll see you again.
Thank you.